Hi, this is Dr. Dan Benardot. I'm your instructor for NUTR 4960 this summer. It is an online class that will offer all of the materials through Desire to Learn, including the quizzes and the final examination. So what you're seeing before you is the syllabus for the class, and I'd like you to very carefully review the syllabus so that you understand all of its parts. The course description, of course, starts at the beginning, and then the information about me, I'm your instructor, is here. I'm a professor of nutrition, which is my home department. I'm also a professor of kinesiology and health. You have my phone for both my office and the lab. That's really not the best way to contact me. I would strongly encourage you, if you have any questions about the class or you're having difficulty, to email me either at my email address, which is listed there, dbenardot@gsu.edu, or to email me through Desire to Learn. My office is in the Petite Science Center and my lab is there as well, so depending on what's going on, we could arrange to meet by appointment only. I'll reserve times on Tuesdays from 2 to 4, but just so that you're not waiting around and so that we can all get our schedules straight, it really would be best if you tried to make an appointment with me via email. And then we'll meet and have a discussion. What's next is the required text. This is available in the bookstore. It's called Nutrition for Sport and Exercise. One of the authors of this text, Andy Doyle, is a professor in kinesiology and health, so it's a Georgia State University person as well. The course will really look through everything having to do with nutrition and exercise, all of the major issues. I'd strongly encourage you to read the book and the book chapter in advance of going through the handouts, which I'll be posting, and you'll have all of the PowerPoints there. You'll have also me going through the PowerPoint as if I were lecturing to you. And then you'll have 5 quizzes. I drop the lowest quiz automatically. You don't have to ask. So if for some reason you couldn't make the quiz time, although it would be hard for me to imagine that given the Desire to Learn system that you'd be missing a quiz. But if whatever the reason is, if for some reason you can't make it, you automatically get a 0. That 0 will automatically be dropped. So and if you don't do well on one particular quiz, it's not the end of the world because I'll automatically drop the lowest quiz grade. You should know, however, that Desire to Learn has the capacity to track logons and time spent on course materials, quizzes, and exams. So I'll have a pretty good idea if you're going through the materials well. So if you have difficulty on a quiz and I can see that you hardly spent any time going through the materials, then I'll probably have a good reason why. The quizzes count 60% of the grade. The final exam counts 40% of the grade. The final exam is a comprehensive exam, and it goes through all of the materials that you were quizzed on in the earlier quizzes, plus a little bit of extra information. But make sure you keep track of those quizzes because that's actually a very excellent way to study for the final. There won't be any curve at the end of the term, so if you want an A, your grade average has to be a 90.0 or above. So if you have an 89.9, don't ask me to curve it up to an A. That qualifies as a B. So do your work early so you don't have to be asking those things later. We do follow university policies regarding academic honesty, so if you're found to have taken a quiz with someone else, then that wouldn't look good for you at all. So what follows is the lecture outline. This first week, the week of June 10th, we'll be going through lots of information on what the course expectations are, an introduction to physical activity and health and nutrition, and then we'll get through some basic information on the scientific method, how nutrition research works, what the research standards are, and then we'll get you started for the next week, the week of June 17th, where we talk about the essential nutrients, an introduction to ergogenic aids. These are both things that we'll cover more in depth later on in the summer, but still very important. We'll also discuss certain things that are in the news, like vegetarianism, what you do with nutrition labels, how the FDA handles health claims in food products, and what the requirements are for those things. So you can't just say, for instance, that eating this food will lower your risk of cancer unless there's a good body of information to suggest that that really is the truth. June 24th, we'll talk about energy balance issues. This is critically important for physical activity because humans are really energy first systems. So understanding how the human energy system works, how we get ATP, which is the ultimate cellular power producing molecule, all very important. So we'll talk about those. We'll talk about how we calculate the energy needs of someone, which includes resting energy expenditure or basal requirements, the amount of calories that it takes to use the calories in the food that you burn. That's called the thermic effect of food. Some foods require more calories to process than other foods. And we'll talk about the thermic effect of exercise itself, that is, how long you exercise, how intense the exercise is, and how you would make those calculations to figure out how many calories a person is burning when they do exercise. We'll also talk about strategies for helping people have more endurance and reducing premature fatigue. At the end of this week, sometime around Thursday or Friday, I'll be giving you your first quiz at the end of June 24th, and it will be inclusive of the information on chapters 1, 2, and 3, and it will also include information that are on the handouts and on the lectures that I have posted. We'll also talk that week, of course, on carbohydrate and exercise, carbohydrate endurance, followed by fats, followed by proteins, followed by vitamins, minerals, weight-related issues, nutrient supplementation and ergogenic aids, and whether or not they're useful or not. We'll also talk about diet, exercise, and lifelong fitness. There's a tremendous amount of information now on the benefits of exercise and reducing, for instance, abdominal fat, which is very closely associated with type 2 diabetes. All of the quizzes are posted in red, so you can see exactly what week you'll be expected to take the quiz, and you also see the time slot for the final examination. So make sure you look through this. I have a discussion posted on Desire to Learn, so if you have any questions about the syllabus and how it works and how I'll be going through it, let's have a discussion about it so that everybody can share with your questions and everybody can share my answers as well. So I look forward to working with you this summer, and good luck with the class.